Hello friends, this is Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie. Today's video, I wanted to bring another thing that we have been doing for my autistic son that is really helping him with writing, it's helping him with reading, and it's just a fun activity with like scissors and glue. And there are times, I will be honest, where he's like, no, we're not doing that today. And again, I am 100% okay with that. If he's like, nope, then that's okay. But there are days where he's like, yeah, let's do it. So this is something else that has grown over time. And so I was just going to share what I've done. I think I have shared this a few times in a few different ways, but I've kind of adapted it and changed it a little bit. So I wanted to share that with you. So this is something that you can do for any age child, any special needs, or even if you're like homeschooling preschool and you're like, let's take their favorite book and have them write sentences about it, have them learn how to read because it's a sentence in a book that they wrote. It's all about getting that excitement up about doing something that sometimes is not something that they enjoy. So one of the things that my Darian has loved is the Titanic, and I believe that I have shared about this book. I'll leave it down below, but one of the things that I recognized when we built this is that it's not very durable. Yeah, it's getting a little bit ragtagged, and yeah, it's just one, like, it worked. It's excellent. And I'm not going to talk about how I built it necessarily because I'll leave that book down below. But it's something that Darian has really enjoyed reading over and over. He built this when he was in grade 8, and technically he's in grade 9. No, 10. He's technically in grade 10, very modified grade 10 for him. So it's been here for 2 years, and it's looking a little bit rough. So the other thing that we're still working on, which he loves, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, but for some reason he is like, we're not finishing this book. So I don't know if we'll actually finish it. I'm going to try one more time this Christmas season, see if we can finish building it. But yeah, he has not been very excited about this book. We're getting close to the end because we got to... We got to him stealing the Christmas. Yeah. So, yeah, we're not that far away, but he's definitely like, there's just some things that he's like, nope. And so you have to kind of go with it. Sometimes you're like, no, I worked so hard on that, but it's them and their desires that kind of dictate this. I bought some things from Walmart, and if I can find them, I will link them down below. But they're simple little books that have a harder cover and then little paper, as opposed to me doing separate pages. I found these, and they're very simple. I don't even know how many pages they have, but like, I want to say maybe 20 at the most. But they're really handy, and they're not very thick, and I feel like they're gonna do better than my loose paper and, I don't know, it's like construction paper thing. So, but I have him cut out everything, and then he picks where he's going to glue it, and then we do by Darian Defoe. So I started using these ones instead. And one of the things that we're working on is money. And one of the things that they do, so I, again, am kind of using So Happy to Learn, which I will leave down below as kind of my inspiration. But then we were talking about, and I had him write at least one of the sentences. This is money, okay? And then we always end with, I did it. We use money to buy candy, pops, macaroni, hot dogs, and peas. And that's his list. So when I'm talking to him, I'll be like, so what do we buy with money, Darian? What do we buy? And so he said candy, pops, macaroni, etc. So then we talked about, this is a penny. And in Canada, we no longer use the penny. So I said, we don't use pennies in Canada anymore. Bye bye, penny. And then, well, I did it. And so I will have him do it. We will read it after. And because we've talked about it and we've had this, it's a thing that we can do. Nickel. Our nickel has a happy beaver on it. It's worth 5 cents. Hi, Mr. Beaver. This is a dime. It has a sailboat on it. Happy sailing. This is a quarter. It has a caribou on it. Caribous live in the north. I did it. And so he cuts out the money, he pastes it on, and then he writes one sentence. This is a loonie. It has a duck called a loon on it. We call this coin a loonie. And then the toonie, it's worth $2 or 200 cents, and it has a polar bear on it. We call it a toonie because of the loonie. That's silly. So it's things like that. Ooh. And then same with our dollar bills. You can see the glue is coming undone, which I have to re-glue it down. But our $5 is blue, our $10 is purple, etc., etc., and so forth. And then what I'm planning on doing in this book is having him pick out a few things out of a flyer that he wants to buy, and then having him pick and choose which money he would need in order to buy all of those things that he picked. And it's just helping him kind of deal with money and understand where, like, the value of money versus the price tag on the shelves. So that's one that we're slowly working on. We've been working on this one for probably a year and a half. We often have to take breaks because writing and reading is something that isn't something that excites him. And so I really have to pick and choose the days that I do it on, depending on his moods and whether he's like happy to do school, or if he's, then we do some easier stuff. So the last one that we're doing is a book that he loves. Okay, so like you can do this about something that they're very interested in, like the Titanic. Darian has a super interest in the Titanic and the history of it, and he has 4 or 5 books, and a lot of the pictures that I got out of the Titanic were from his books. Some were from Google as well, so like you can change it up, but I think this is a culmination of 4 or 5 different books that he has. Yeah, so this book is a huge book, and I just shrunk it down in my printer and did that. This is from a completely other book that had a picture of him, and then, but it was in illustration form. Yeah, I can't remember how many, but there's like 3 or 4 books in here. So on this page there's 2 separate books, and try and put in different words that are fun to say, like crack, as loud as he can, because that also adds to the fun nature of the book. Favorite Christmas movie, and all of these I got off of Google. I just found a whole bunch of pictures on Google that I could take. Some of them are from the movie. So this one is from the newer cartoon, and this is from the older cartoon. Let me see, what else? Can I find one that's from the movie? The Jim Carrey movie, yeah. So that's a picture I got off of Google, and you can just build it based on, so Darian's seen a few different ones, different versions of the movie, but he loves that movie. Whether we finish the book or not, we've done that work, and he's cut and pasted, he's read some of the pages, so if it doesn't get finished, it doesn't get finished. So the money thing was something that I designed because I want him to understand money. I want him to understand the value of money. I want him to recognize what different bills are, and whether or not he fully understands it doesn't matter, because we will always have this book to reference to later, and it's in his printing. Excuse me. It's in his printing, and he will be able to read it as he gets older. And if he gets to a place where he is in charge of his own money, it could be a reference book for him. You never know what this is all going to turn into, but it's something that he can utilize. So this year I printed these things out, and this is just one of the books that he loves because it's silly and goofy, and it is about two monkeys, one who loves spaghetti and one who just wants to play. And so in this instance, I wrote out the sentences because he wasn't in the best of moods, but he was willing to do it because he loves this book so much. And then he was getting all confused, so the hearts are just to cover up a mistake. Oh yes, we do mistakes too. But I just wrote out the sentences and had him copy it. He cut out and placed this there, and then I had him write out. What I do as time goes on, as he gets more comfortable with the whole process, I will eventually just sound out the words and say, okay, th is a TH sound. So can you write TH? And then the I. And he'll usually go I. Sometimes he'll say E. I'm like, no, I is correct. This, and he's like, the letter S. And I'm like, yeah, just write that letter S. So it's a process, but then he has his own version of a book that he likes. And some of the phrases, like I found myself saying one of the phrases from this book when we were in the mountains hiking, and I'd come across this like gorgeous vista, and I'm like, I love it, I love it, I love it, I do. And I'm like, where is that from? And I'm trying, like, racking my brain trying to figure out if it's from a movie or a show. And then I suddenly was like, oh my goodness, it's from this book. But it's one of Darian's favorite things. And then he's like, you love it more than me? He's like, more than you. And so then every time I read it, I'd be like, woo-hoo-hoo, and Darian would like pat my head. And so that's the big thing, is that I want him to like see how his favorite book can be made his and articulated in a different way. So in the beginning of this book, I didn't have him copy it verbatim. I wanted him to say it in his own words. So this is Freddie. He wants to play with Minnie. In the book, I think it said, this is Minnie, she loves spaghetti, and this is Freddie who wants to play, or something, some version of. And so if we can like take down the words, sorry, it's the book. I was like, why is this looking funny? Yeah, so this is Darian's spaghetti book by Darian Defoe. And so that was an important thing that I wanted him to read or do. So anyway, all that to say that these are things that you can utilize. If there's something that your child really, really loves, you can articulate it in a different way, in a way that they might not go, oh, okay, this is fun, because it's something that they already love. You're not pulling a new book and going, let's do this new thing, which sometimes is a difficulty for them. It's let's take something that you love and change it up. I think one of the ones that I would like to do, because he is still watching Word World, I want to do one of those episodes maybe and see what he comes up with as words that he wants to write. But I have a few. I have 3 ongoing right now, so I feel like that's enough. But I just, there's so many opportunities that our kids give us, and the things that they love to watch, the things that they love to play with, the things that they, you know, have a fascination for, and you can articulate it in a different way, guided of course, but you can do it in a way that makes it theirs, not just, you know, this thing that I can't touch. They can write a book about the Titanic, or they can write about their favorite movie, or they can write about their favorite book, or you can, like I said, take a thing about money and make it something that's good. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later.